go. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Sorry about that. We back at it. What's up, Almond Eyes? All right. Hold on. All right, there we go. Sorry. I noticed my frames was acting up. Hopefully we're good. Let me speak English first. Let me know if the sound is good, if everything's good, before we get started. Audio is good. Thanks, Pooh Man. Best mod in the YouTube streets. I seen Shayla was in here. I seen Reaper was in here. He said, hit the like. I appreciate that. Yes, hit the like if you guys don't mind. If you guys like this content, feel free to subscribe if you're new and like. Stephen James, what is up? See that you're in here as well. And then of course Almond Eyes and Pooh Man. So I think I covered everybody. All right, so first I want to talk about the Dolphins consulting Troy Aikman for the general manager position. I think that's a great idea. He has experience. He can add a lot of input that they've been lacking. So I think consulting Troy Aikman. Okay, you're live as well? Okay. But yeah, they get like them getting Troy Aikman and consulting him is great input that they've been lacking at the Miami Dolphins. Also, we have Trayvon Diggs, who is now a Packer. He is reunited with Micah Parsons. I've been wanting to talk about this. I've had it in my banner, but I haven't spoke on it yet. Well, actually, no, I did speak on it a little bit. But I'm so excited for him. How it's gonna go, I don't know. Because he only had like $500,000 in his Dallas contract. He waived everything. And the Packers really get a good deal out of it. Because if they don't like what they see from Trayvon Diggs, he really has to perform well. He really has to show that he deserves to be there. Because if he does not perform well, the Packers can just let him go. And it's not going to hurt them at all. Aw, thanks, Mo Getty. Wait, hold on. Let me read this. I got a Cash App, y'all. Let's see. Let's see who it's from. Mo. Okay. Mo, thank you. You said get it. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Man, I'm all mixed up. Great job for a great job. I thought I was reading it wrong. I thought it said get it. All right, I gotta add you to the banner. Let me pull it up. Also, we can try to play my drops. Let's see. We can attempt it. We can attempt it. See if my drops will play, because I think I got my settings right for it. Let's see what this one is. That one, yeah, that one played good. Play it again. That one played good. That's the drop for the ladies. I think it played good on my end. Hopefully it played good for y'all. But let me add Mo to the banner. Clearly, y'all can see that I do not multitask well. That's probably... I have a one-track mind. That's probably not my strong suit, is multitasking. Alright, let's see. Go to the banner here. I'm glad that drop played. I know what was wrong with it. Somehow my settings, I guess it was whenever I did the vertical, but even my like video settings got messed up and it was trying to play everything at one time, which was overloading the system. So I'm glad I finally got that taken care of as well. I think CIP said, or not CIP. It was either CDT or CIP, one of the two, said that OBS, like, there's been a lot of things going on after the New Year's. Okay, let's see. Here we go, sponsors. And add Mo to the banner. There we go. Should be added now. Is that Julio Jones? No, that is actually that's Jalen Milroe from whenever he played at Alabama. Let's play it again, because it's actually one of my favorite drops. Let's play it again. I actually need to fix the sizing of it. Hold on, y'all. There we go. Yeah, that's Jalen Milroe when he was at Alabama. Yeah, play it again and again. I know he did that so well. When I seen that, I was like, dang, that's kind of hot. I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of hot. Yeah, so I thought that was the perfect drop for the ladies. But yeah, he's at the Seahawks now. He's a backup quarterback for the Seahawks. I hope he develops, because they have Sam Darnold. But I hope he really develops under Sam Darnold, which Sam Darnold has like 14 interceptions. So, I don't know. What's up, Shayla? Let's get back to it. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I got so distracted after playing that drop and everything. But I think, okay, we were talking about Trayvon Diggs. Y'all, I promise I have clothes on. I promise I have clothes on. But Trayvon Diggs is at the Packers, and the Green Bay, they get a really good deal out of it. Green Bay, if he doesn't perform well, like, they really don't have anything they owe him, and they can just let him go. So Trayvon Diggs really has to perform well. I think Green Bay is the best fit for him. I think he'll do really well there. They've kept a decent defense at Green Bay. And he has Micah Parsons. He's reunited. Like, him and Micah Parsons, their bond even though they play different positions on defense, they have a strong bond, and I just think they like work well together as teammates. So I do think he'll perform well at Green Bay, and I'm hoping to see it. Like, I've been hoping to see him make a good comeback since he got injured the first time, but I never got that chance to see him because it was injury after injury, and then he had the issues with the Dallas Cowboys, which I can get in more in depth with that. So there were talks of the relationship going sour for a long time. They deducted his pay because he didn't rehab where the Dallas Cowboys wanted him to rehab at, so he got a pay deduction from that. On top of not playing for various reasons, and then Micah Parsons leaving, or them trading Micah Parsons, and then at the holidays, he wanted to stay, I think he wanted to stay in Maryland, because that's where they're from, and they were playing the Commanders. So he wanted to stay there, and the head coach, Schottenheimer, said no. Usually they don't deny requests like that, but Schottenheimer said no, you need to be on the plane. Well, he asked again, stated his case, and still got denied it. I think he chose to stay. He didn't get on the plane. Schottenheimer said that that was not the only reason why they parted ways, but obviously it was a factor. He said it wasn't the only one, but it was a factor. I'm assuming the other reasons were him choosing not to rehab where they wanted him to, him already having a bad relationship after they traded Micah Parsons. Like, it was just one thing after another with Trayvon Diggs. But yeah, I'm hoping to see him do well with the Packers. Let's see. SMH at the stupid questions on there. LOL. What stupid questions? Wait, are you talking about in the Discord? Your questions in the Discord was amazing. Oh, you were shredding people on Threads. Okay. Man, okay, you need to send me a link to that because I want to see what you were saying. What's up, Trey? Good to see you. Fly Eagles. I'll say that for you. I do like the Eagles since they have a lot of the former Alabama players. I shouldn't say it since I'm a Dallas fan, but I do like the Eagles because they have the former Bama players. So it makes me hate the Eagles less. But you like Diggs? Yeah, I like Trayvon Diggs. I've always liked Trayvon Diggs. I've followed Trayvon Diggs since he was at Alabama. His older brother now, that's a different story. I like his brother. I like the way he has played. I think he's talented. I don't take nothing against his game, but the scandals is what gets me. All right, let's see. No, are you talking about the Bengals? No Beagles. No Bengals. Yeah. I don't mind the Bengals. I'm not gonna lie, because, and it goes back to college. Even though I'm an Alabama fan, I did like LSU whenever they had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson. I really liked that LSU team. That was a special team. That was a special national championship win. I really liked them. So I don't mind the Bengals. What is up, my favorite? Ty Pro. Maybe I should play some of the drops. Hold on. Let's see if I can find Ty Pro's drops, guys. Let's see. I don't know which one this is, but we can play it.
I love pretty women, period. No matter what you hear or see, my bitches gotta be bad. My lady, my one lady.
His one lady. His one lady, y'all. I didn't know which drop was going to play because I have like 3 for Ty Pro. That one I think is fitting. So let's see. What else? Diggs following Parsons. I know, in that trade, that was one thing I seen coming. I said if he goes anywhere, I see it being to the Packers to be reunited with Parsons. I just thought it was coming. I knew Dallas was getting rid of him. After the second ACL injury and just all the contentious relationship between them, I just knew it. I knew it was coming. So, yeah, I think they're both hyped. It's not going to be, okay, so I don't know if I said this, but it's not going to be 7-11 because Trayvon Diggs has switched his number to 28. So, in college, he had 7. Dallas Cowboys, when he first started, he had 27. And I think after his rookie year, he was able to get his number back to 7. But now, at the Green Bay Packers, he has 28. So, I don't know if somebody else had 27. I don't know if, I guess 7's taken. I don't know all the numbers, but, or who wears all the numbers in Green Bay. Let's see. I need to find a secondary team, but I don't think I can do that. I'm the type who puts all my eggs in one basket. Yeah, I always talk about having a second string team, but I do understand for those who are loyal. But I always talk about having a second string team. Like, I've always had my first string team, which is, for NFL, it's the Dallas Cowboys. And when Dallas Cowboys are out, my second string team used to be Green Bay. But since Eagles have so many former Bama players, I have made the Eagles my second string team. The waiver wire stinks. Are you talking about where he waived? Are you talking about where Trayvon waived everything? I talked about this earlier, Trey, that Green Bay is getting a really good deal out of it. Trayvon has to perform well. If he does not perform well, he is out. Like, they're going to get rid of him, and they don't really have any strings attached. Like, they're going to get out of it scot-free. Is it scotch-free or scot-free? Anyways. We couldn't get Slay or Diggs. Now, Slay, oh, I'm glad you brought that up, because Slay, I was really hoping he would go back to the Eagles and be able to retire there, but I don't know. Did he get picked up anywhere? I don't know if he just chose to retire. He is older. But I don't know if he got picked up anywhere after the Steelers. Let me know, Trey, if you know that information. Sister, ew, what's that? Are you talking about a second string team? Chelsea Cincinnati is called the Bungles because they rarely win big games, and Philadelphia is called Beagles. New York Giants, New York Giants, New York Giants. All right. I've always Tom Brady because my dad is a big Michigan fan, so Tom was the first QB I ever watched, so I'm used to winning. Can we talk about the recent news of Tom Brady? Do y'all know about this? Tom Brady was spotted with Alex Earl. Alex Earl was recently on Dancing with the Stars. She just got out of a relationship, like a serious relationship, but Tom Brady and Alex Earl were spotted together. Y'all can look her up. But yeah. I don't know. I feel like Alex Earl kind of has a similar look to his ex-wife. They claimed him off waivers, yeah. Vets should pick where they want to play. I like that. I like that, Trey. I like that. They should. I love Tom Brady. Yeah. Even though I never liked the Patriots, all of that, I did have a lot of respect always for Tom Brady. I liked Tom Brady until he retired. Oh, okay. Okay, Ty Pro. Okay, so year one of his first year being a sports analyst, I didn't like him. I thought it was terrible, which it was. Many people talked about how bad it was. I do think he's improved. I do think he's gotten better. And my dad kind of like had to hype him up in a way to me to make me like him, because I also never liked Tony Romo when he first started. But my dad was like, he really gives good QB wide receiver analysis on games. And I was like, you know what? Whenever I stopped to listen, I was like, you know what? My dad was right. He really does break down the QB wide receiver relationship really well. So I will give Tom Brady that. Tom gonna be running through hose for the next 20 years. I hope not. I hope that's not the case. Patriots was your team? I never knew this, Ty Bro. I never knew this about you. Now, Patriots is one team that did get a lot of former Bama players throughout the years because of Nick Saban's relationship with Bill Belichick. So Patriots did get a lot of former Bama players. He's part owner of the Raiders. Ain't he? Yeah, part owner. There's been a lot of talk about that. Like, he's had to have a lot of restrictions put on him about what he can do. But there's been debates. There's been debates about how involved he should be, if he should be in it at all. Tom just called Brandon Cooks Cookie all game last. That's funny. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny that he called him that. I rocked with the Patriots in my young years. Shout out Ty Law. Yeah. What's up, Mike? I don't know if I said hello to you. Happy Saturday, positive vibes. Chelsea Lynn and Touchdown Tribe. Thank you. Yeah, I forgot that it's throwing me off that there are games today and it is Saturday, not Sunday. There's NFL games. He will be because he already has his kids. So he probably got he's not having any. Yeah. I don't know. Like, they talk about, like, his posts. They try to make out like he's hurt. But I don't know if he's really hurt or if he's just trolling people. Okay, so we talked about Trayvon Diggs. Ooh, getting into Stephon Diggs. The updates on Stephon Diggs. I haven't heard anything about if they've reached a settlement. I have heard different talks about this girl's credibility. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, y'all. Like, if there's a reason why the Patriots are still allowing Diggs to play, and I think they know something that everybody else doesn't know, because if they really thought that this girl had any credibility, they wouldn't risk it. And now I'm wondering how credible she is. We're gonna find out. Oh, and this is another thing. So, I was talking about settling. I like the idea of him settling, because the attorneys were in talks with her about settling. If they do settle for the misdemeanor, I'm all for that. Here's the thing. It does not take away the felony charge of strangulation. He still could catch a charge. If all this comes out to be true, he still could catch a charge on the strangulation. He was in a recent interview, a locker room interview, where they had asked questions and he said he wasn't going to speak on any of the legal matters, obviously. He did say that he said something about like he's been hurt by everything going on. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see how that plays out. We need Detroit to come through with the win. Yeah, I wanted it to be the Lions. That's one of the other teams that I've wanted to see make something happen. Patriots not punishing Diggs makes them a one and done. What you mean by that? I think allowing him to play, I believe in innocent until proven guilty. He is innocent until proven guilty. By all means, let him play. The NFL's already doing their own little investigation. I think if they had something serious, they wouldn't allow him to play. So I'm all for innocent until proven guilty. Allow him to play. Because there's people making accusations like this left and right all the time, hurting players' careers. So I don't think they should be punished. And I talked about this, y'all. If you go and watch my recent Kyron Lacey video, I break down all of that. I can't remember what I titled it. A case for a fair trial for athletes. I don't know, something like that. But if you go and watch that video, I break down everything with that. Like, let these players be innocent until proven guilty. Do not make them guilty in the eyes of the public and ruin careers out of it. I'm not okay with it. Let me make some breakfast. All right, go scramble you some eggs. The league doesn't make money on these franchises with drama. I don't know how true that is. I think they do. The more you are in, like, you think about TV stars, movie stars, they want them to have publicity, negative or positive. They love the publicity. It brings in money. So I don't know how true that is with that, because that, or else they wouldn't even talk about it. If they didn't want to make money off of it, they wouldn't talk about it. And the Patriots did release a statement saying that they are aware of the allegations and are like keeping track of it, something like that, or monitoring the situation, something along those lines. So yeah. All right, I think I covered everything with the Stephon Diggs update. Ooh, okay. Discord discussion. So we're going to get into what Shayla brought up in the Discord. Now, I made a chart, y'all. So this is my thoughts on the NFC. You have the Eagles, who clinched the division. Cowboys are out, Commanders are out, Giants are out. You have the Bears, clinched division. You have Packers, they're a wild card. You have Panthers and the Buccaneers. They're going to be playing, I believe, at 4:30 today. And then you have Seahawks and 49ers. That game is later. And they've clinched a playoff spot. But they play today. We'll see what happens with that. And then you have Rams, who are a wild card. And then the Cardinals are out. Now, out of these teams, let's see what I think will happen. The Panthers and the Bucs game. hold on, I'll put the camera back on me. I'm interested to see what happens with the Panthers and the Bucks, because the Panthers came out, took a win. Can Baker Mayfield come back and make something happen? Can he win a game when it matters most? We're going to find out. I don't know. I really don't care who wins this, because obviously Bryce Young played for Alabama. So I would love to see it for Bryce Young, but I also liked watching Baker Mayfield. I watched him whenever he was with Oklahoma Sooners. And I've been rooting for his success. He's kind of been the underdog if you've followed his career whenever he was with the Browns, how he got done at the Browns, moving to the Panthers, then moving to, I think he went to the Rams, finally landing at the Tampa Bay Bucks, and it's been going well for him. So I wouldn't mind seeing it for him. But as far as who I think will win, I don't know. I would love to see it for the Bucks. But now, keep in mind, I don't know, like, injury reports or any of that. But if the Bucks can come back and win when it matters, that would be interesting. But then also, like, I'm so wishy-washy about it. But there's also Bryce Young. Like, if you've followed his career, he got benched. They did a bunch of, like, reconstruction with having a new head coach and all that, and he's starting, playing better. It'll be interesting. And their defense I think the Panthers' defense is decent. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. All right. Now, Bears, I don't know who the Bears play next. I'll have to look. Do the Bears play the Packers again? Does anyone know if the Bears... The Lions are out. Okay, the Lions play tomorrow. Wait, are the Lions playing the Bears? Bears, Lions, okay. Either way, Bears. We need Lions to win. Will that make the Eagles look good? The Bears look good. Let's see what you said. So the Eagles get 2 seed. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping. I don't know. Ooh, the Bears and the Lions. That's going to be such a good game. What if? Y'all, that would be something else. That would be something else if Goff can upset the Bears. And here's what gets me with that. And it's been talked about with the Dallas Cowboys before too. You're winning when it doesn't matter. Like, win when it counts. So a lot of Lions fans are probably not... Either way, the Lions fans are... I don't know. Lions fans might not like it. It's like, why didn't you do this before? Why are you beating a team after the fact? Sorry, we need a win regardless. Yeah. Yeah, the Bears... No. Caleb Williams, I love seeing what the Bears are doing. I won't be mad if the Bears win. I'm not going to be mad about it. Now, okay, going to the Eagles. Trey, who does the Eagles play next? It's better payout on the initiatives if they don't reach them because of gambling. Yep, exactly. One loss can start a losing streak. That's true. That's true, Shayla. I love that input because that is true. So many guys faked injuries last week. Dropped a lot of passes. Yes. Now, I don't want to get into all my thoughts on. I might get into that in another. I might make a video. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I want to get into all my thoughts on that. But I'm tracking what you're saying, Trey. Now, Trey, I don't know if you heard me before, but who do the Eagles play next? Because I want to know who the Eagles are playing next to give my thoughts on what I think about that. Oh, they play the Commanders. Are the Commanders still without Jaden Daniels? I don't think they should play Jaden Daniels. Anyways, their season's over. They're out. I talked about this before. Like, Schottenheimer talked about playing Dak Prescott, and I'm like, why? We're out. We don't need a win. If we win, it hurts us in the draft, so why? Why? Okay, Josh Johnson is starting. Okay, I figured he was still going to be out. Yeah, I think Eagles should win that. We'll see what happens. Josh been on 14 teams. That's crazy. Wait, Chicago not playing starters for that game. Wait, against the Lions? Pooh Man, that is great input. Thank you for adding that. My guess is they're saving them, which is smart, saving them for when the games matter. So not playing the starters whenever it's against the Lions, I understand that. And I also like that the second string get some reps. I love that for them. Shayla ain't happy about it, y'all. Shayla ain't happy about that news now. She wants them starters in. But I'm not mad at it. I think it's good. Save your best players for when the games matter most. Keep them healthy. It gives them extra recovery, practice time. I'm all for that if they're not playing the starters during that game. Because they might not even, you got to think, they might not even play golf. I haven't heard if they're going to play golf or not, but if they don't play, if the Lions are not playing their starters, it's just going to be which second string team is better. I'm competitive. Me too. Me too. Me too, Shayla. You want to see my drop? Shayla, this can be a drop for me and you, since you're competitive too, okay? Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. I think this is it.
No, I can get this! I can get this! Oh my... We have got to beat them.
Why?
Because Gary and Phoebe think they're a hotter couple than we are.
Oh, so?
So we've got to go upstairs and have a lot of sex and prove them wrong.
You've got to stop this competitive thing, okay? It's crazy. I mean, just to impress Gary and Phoebe, you want me to go upstairs and have sex with you over and over and over, and I'm saying no to this. Why? Get your coat.
Yes! That you get? That you get?
Heads up, Ross.
Score! You suck.
42 to 21, like the turkey, Ross is done.
I'm not going to be able to make it into work today. I don't feel very good.
Yes!
Wow, for a second there, I thought I was feeling better, but I'm not.
All right, let me in.
No, don't do it, don't.
What?
He's a dropper.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm not a dropper.
Come on, Monica, look alive. Come on, look alive.
Oh, hey, here, Phoebes.
Nah, I don't feel like playing.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay? Just pretend that it didn't happen, okay? No one needs to know. I mean, Phoebe's not an official ball player. I mean, only official ball players can drop the ball.
Phoebe, honey, you want to get some breakfast?
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's race. First one there wins.
You guys want to eat here?
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all. That's me and Shayla now being competitive. Let's see what you said. Let me confirm that. I don't think that's true. If they play starters the whole game and there's an injury, fans will riot. That's true, because I've seen that. I've seen it happen before. Actually, Chelsea, the Bears are starting their starters. Okay, see, I was thinking that they should. Okay, Trey, she updated us on her name. It's actually Shayla. If you missed it. She said she's no longer replying to Sheila. Wait, am I saying it right? Shayla, or is it just the spelling? Sheila, Shayla. The Bears aren't the Lions fans. I've been saying your name wrong. Yeah, she updated us on the correct way of saying her name. We all have Trey, yeah. And I'm so glad she did that because names matter. Your name matters. Make sure people say your name right. Make sure they spell your name right because your name matters. Some people will let it slide. If somebody calls them by the wrong name, if they misspell it, they'll let it slide. Don't do that. I got tired of correcting people. Yeah, that would get old. Yeah, it's not spelled Sheila. It's Shayla. Yeah. Am I saying it right though? Shayla or Sheila? I stopped correcting people as a kid. That's why I go by Mo. Yeah. I had a teacher. She said she stressed the importance of why names matter. And I never forgot that. It stuck with me. Because that's your brand. Your name is your brand. My grandma named my mom Sheila, but she called her. See, I don't want to. Is it Shayla or Sheila? I don't know. Man, I got so off topic with that. So going back to what. Maybe it's just the spelling. Okay, this will be easier for me. Is it just the spelling that's wrong, or was it the spelling and the pronunciation of the name? Because I need to know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Let me know if it's still Sheila, it's just the spelling that was wrong. Or if the pronunciation is different. If it's like Shayla. But going back to her comment about the Bears are starting their starters. It's both? Okay. So I can say either or. Let's see. I'm trying to find your comment again where you said the Bears are There we go. The Bears are starting their starters. That'll be interesting. Either way, I'm not mad about it. I think if the starters were to get hurt, they need to win. They need to win. That's why they want to start their starters. So, makes sense. For the Lions, though, I don't think starting your starters is a good idea. Since they're already out, I think, why are we risking our players? So, they should really not play their starters. All right. Let's see. What else? Okay, back to the man, I got so distracted. Back to the Discord discussion. Because I don't even know if I got to finish with what I was saying about the Eagles. I don't know who I think the final... I don't know who I think it'll come down to in the NFC. Obviously, Panthers-Bucks play today. I don't think it's going to be either one of the Panthers or the Bucks. I think eventually one of them two are going to get out. I don't think either one of those teams are strong enough to make it. 49ers, Seahawks. If Sam Darnold has career high interceptions. He's thrown like 14 interceptions. Depending on which QB is more accurate for the 49ers versus Seahawks is who I think is going to probably win that game. And who has the better defense. Now, I don't know much about the Seahawks defense. I have heard hype over it. Like, I have heard like they've been playing really well. I haven't really watched much of the Seahawks, though, so I can't give too much input on them. But I do know Sam Darnold has those 14 interceptions. Now, Brock Purdy, with his return, he's been a little bit inaccurate. He's had some issues with interceptions and all that. I think in the Bears game, I think he had like 3 interceptions in that game. I can't remember, but he's had some issues as well. So, which QB is going to be more accurate? I don't know how, another factor too is I don't know Seahawks run game. I know Christian McCaffrey has looked really good. Like being healthy, he looks really well. Honestly, it surprised me. He's one player that I thought maybe should retire soon, but he came back from his injuries like nothing ever happened. Kind of like Adrian Peterson. So, he's one that's impressed me. Let's see, what y'all saying? Chelsea, can you highlight the banner on your right, which topic you are currently covering? Right now, no, I can't. I'm just covering it's the Discord discussion on the NFC. Who I think's going to make it in the NFC. Who the two are gonna come down to is what I'm discussing now. So it's just the Discord discussion from Shayla's question when she asked me who I thought with the NFC. Remember, these final 2 weeks is about initiatives, so all the starters will play. Yes, great point. Only for the non-playoff teams, yes. And that's what I was saying. If the game doesn't matter, I understand not playing your starters. But for the Bears, you can see that it does matter. For the Lions, however, no. Don't play the starters. They're out. Man, am I so behind on your comments? Okay, no. Got you. I was talking about changing the color of the blocks as you cover them. I don't know if I can I'll try to figure that out. Actually, you know what I probably could do? That's actually a great idea. Thank you for that, Mo. Because I just thought of something I could do. Since you brought that up. Alright, bear with me, y'all. I'm pulling it up so I can add a little check mark, maybe, to each topic I've covered. Thank you, Mo. Shout out to you for that great idea. You are giving me some good input to add to my show. Check. Let's see. There we go. Look at that. Do you guys like that? Okay, so we're on the Discord discussion. Shout out to Mo for that idea. So I added a little check mark to all the ones we've covered so far. Thank you so much, Mo, for that idea. All right, I'm back. Did you scramble up them eggs? What'd you make? What'd you make for breakfast? I'm nosy. So let's see. They're not moving out of state. You think the Bears will keep the Bears name in history after? Ooh, I'm glad you brought that question up. Thank you for bringing that up again, or I would have forgot to mention it. So Mailbox Sports got into it as well, and I have similar thoughts to him. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's been a long time ago since we've seen things like that happen. I think they're keeping the name. I think these teams will keep the name. I think the only thing that would change is where the venue is and the location. Because if you look at like St. Louis Rams, they kept the names. St. Louis Rams moved to LA Rams. And who else? Chargers. Where was the Chargers previously? Weren't they in Las Vegas or somewhere like that before they moved to Los Angeles? But they kept their name. So we haven't really seen a name change happen in a long time. So I think they could keep it. San Diego. Okay, thank you for that. Someone timed out Steven? Steven, what did you do? I was wondering why I wasn't seeing Steven's comments. What's up, Highway? Oh, wait, that was Highway 20 that said that. My bad, Highway 20. Or did you guys both say that? Okay, you both said it. I see you snuck in here, Highway 20. Yeah, they're going to keep it. Yeah, that's what my thoughts on it too. They're going to keep it. So, what else did we discuss? Oh, back to my thoughts on who I think. LOL, I'm done with that subject. Yeah. But you were adding great points. Like you're smart with it. Like I really like your input. All right. So, did anybody ever tell me who the Eagles play next? I don't know if anybody told me who the Eagles play next. Or if I just forgot. Let me look. look up this Eagles schedule. Oh, yeah, you guys told me the Commanders. You see how forgetful I am? Y'all told me the Commanders. Yeah, so I think they'll win. The Eagles will win this. A lot would have to go wrong for the Eagles not to win it. I don't know who I think it would come down to. I said the Panthers, Bucks. I think they're not strong enough. Packers, I'm iffy about the Packers. They have Michael Parsons out. I just don't think their defense is as strong. So, I don't see the Packers making it. Talked about my thoughts on Seahawks 49ers. Eagles, I can't. Okay, so Eagles I still think are strong. I still think Eagles are a strong contender. Bears, their defense is what worries me. Let me just put it like this. If the Bears and the 49ers can't get their defense together, because if you guys watched the Bears and the 49ers game, that was a no defense having a double S game, let me tell you. I was so disappointed in that game. I stayed up. I was barely making it, and I stayed up just to see who would win that. One would score, the other would score. It was back and forth. I think Ty Pro sent me a funny little song that this guy does covering all the updates in the NFL, and he said at the end of the song, it was like a ping pong, back and forth. That's what it was. If you watched the 49ers and the Bears game. So depending on their defenses, I don't know if I think it's strong enough. To be honest, I think the Bears, it could be possibly the Bears' time to shine. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what plays out. But I do think the Eagles look strong. The Eagles have had issues with some getting their offense going. Just little things, but I think they can clean it up. Trey, you can add more input since you're an Eagles fan. You can add more input on what you think. I can't remember. Is AJ Brown out? That just came to my mind. I can't remember if AJ Brown is out or not. Let me know your thoughts, Trey, on the Eagles. Shayla, why you bullying people? Listen, Ty Pro, she ain't bullying nobody. Are you a mod, Sheila? Okay, yeah, you're a mod. I offered to take my kid to a Commanders game. He said, no, thank you. Honestly, I like that would be a good experience. But I could understand why he wouldn't want to go. I could. It would be a good experience, though, whether they win or lose. Just to, like, be a part of the atmosphere. That's how a lot of young kids fall in love with the game. I see Panthers and... Wait, are the Ravens playing today? I just thought it was the Panthers. I know Panthers Bucks play. Is it the Panthers and Bucks that are playing today? For some reason, I thought I seen Panthers and Bucks. Panthers. Because I searched what games were on today, and it said Panthers, Bucks. Yeah, Panthers, Bucks at 4:30. And then later tonight is going to be the 49ers and Seahawks. But do the Ravens play today too? Ravens play tomorrow. Ooh, that's going to be a good game, y'all. We got the Ravens and the Steelers. I like that thought, Trey, of Ravens winning. Wait, okay, so let's see. Is it a home game for the Ravens? It's not telling me. Okay, they're playing at Pittsburgh. I don't know. It is a hard environment, but that field, I talked about this in the last live, that the field, did they get their field fixed? Because if we have another fiasco with the field goals and all that, I don't know how that's going to play out. I love going to watch a game, any sport. Yeah, I love the experience. I've loved it since I watched like my local high school games. That's something I want to do more of this year, is hit Pistons, Lions, and Tigers games. Yeah, even if you get the nosebleed seats. Honestly, I kind of, okay, so this is my thing. I kind of like the nosebleed seats just because you can get in and out quicker. I like watching a game, getting in, getting out, easy. Well, I don't want to stick around for all that mess. I'm just not like that. But, yeah. I don't do crowds. I went to a Pistons game. See, there we go. I went to a Pistons game when they were at the Palace. It took us 2 hours to get out for the parking. Yeah, never again. Yeah, that's why I like the nosebleed seats where you can get in and out. I thought it was natural grass. Yeah. I think Pittsburgh Stadium, I think they have natural gas. I think Green Bay, they still have their natural grass. But yeah, they got Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to have to do something. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it. They did talk about replacing the sod or something. What's up, Lauren? Jumping in for a minute to say hey and show support. I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much for dropping in. What's up, Big Natty? Good to see you here. So did I cover everything with the Discord? I think I did. I know I'm just indecisive when it comes to Eagles, Bears, and this one's what gets me the most, the Seahawks 49ers. That's the game that I'm going to be interested in the most tonight, because like I said, I really don't see the Panthers and the Bucks making it. It would shock me. It would shock me. Their defense has improved for the Panthers, and obviously they got their offensive line going. Bucks, they've had some struggles, and they recently lost to the Panthers, so now they're playing them again. If they can, it'd be interesting to see if the Bucks come out and beat the Panthers, but I just don't know if Panthers, Bucks are contenders for anything. The Seahawks 49ers, gonna be a great game. Oh, I left off the Rams, y'all. I don't really like the Rams. I don't know what it is. I just don't like, maybe it's hate for California. I don't know. But I really just don't like the Rams. Don't like the 49ers. Definitely don't like the 49ers. Y'all, is my internet good? Okay, yeah. I don't know why it was showing that it dropped. I know, Ty Pro. California is like my second home, and I don't like any of their teams. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say something about, like... Alright, well, I'm glad that we share that same thought. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I did that. You blinked in and out, but you're good. Okay. So I left off. Did I say hey to CDT? Y'all, where are my manners? My favorite beats. CDT beats. Look at you dropping links. My favorite. Y'all know. Like yesterday, I was checking when it hit 8 o'clock, when it was getting close to 8 o'clock. I was like, y'all, hold on. I gotta check and see if CDT's going live. Because he would go live around 8 o'clock. So I was like, I gotta check. So I checked and it said 8:30. So I was like, yep, we're gonna hurry it up and get off of here. Because y'all know I'm not missing. If there's one creator that I'm not missing, it's CDT Beats. I'm just not. I'm not missing it. That's my time to chill, relax. It's just such a great environment. Anybody new who has not subscribed, go subscribe to CDT Beats. I got the Bucks and the Seahawks to win. Can't remember what my under-overs are off the top of my head. Okay. Wait, are you talking about the Bucks and the Seahawks to win it all? Because... Oh, okay, so you're just... Okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying that you picked Bucks to win against the Panthers and you picked Seahawks to win against the 49ers. Now, I will say, Lauren, one thing that worries me with the Seahawks, and I haven't watched them much, but Sam Darnold's accuracy. Because he does have those 14 interceptions. So when a game matters most, under pressure, how accurate is he going to be? Is my worry. Now, with Brock Purdy's side of it, him coming off of an injury, getting readjusted to the game, he's had some issues lately with his accuracy. But that is still a strong team. So I do have my concerns with Seahawks. What'd you think I was going to say about Callie? Well, I thought you were going to say... I knew that you like Callie, but I thought you were going to say something like, I go for, like, the Rams or the 49ers when the Lions are out. And I was going to be like, I don't like that. Seti Pendergrass down. Did you all time out? Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know why I thought it was something about Highway 20. Right, Chelsea, good to know. Yeah, that's one thing that gets me with the Seahawks. Now, like I said, I have not watched the Seahawks much. I've only heard things, and I heard, like, you know, positive talks about how the Seahawks look. It just comes down to Sam Darnold's accuracy and can he play well under pressure when it matters most. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. That's the game that I'm most interested in watching. Panthers and Bucks. Like I said, don't really care who wins that. Like, I love Bryce Young. He played for Alabama. Equally so, I followed Baker Mayfield's career. He's had, like, a similar underdog story to Bryce Young. So, that one doesn't... I'm not going to be upset either way, whoever wins that one. But I do like, okay, so since the Panthers won the last one, I don't know if Baker Mayfield might be looking for revenge, y'all. When a team is looking for revenge and to prove themselves, the storyline might flip. Might be the Bucks on top now. Are you calling him Highway 20 because Skinny Boy is... What you talking about? What are you trying to get me in some sort of trouble? I've always just called him Highway 20. I've never called him any of the other names that everybody else says. I've just always called him Highway 20. Lakers in 5. That's hilarious, Pooh Man. Lakers in 5. You made the show topics list on the fly. That's cold. Well, no, I've had the show topics. I just added the check marks. If that's what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you just talking? Man, I'm sorry. Okay, I get what you're saying. I don't know jack about sports. I trust your commentary, Coach Chelsea. I appreciate that, Lord. Hopefully, like I say, don't take this as any sports betting advice. But just how things go, you can kind of see how a storyline, and I hate to say this, but you can kind of get a storyline out of it. It kind of becomes predictable, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if I end up being right. It would just be interesting to see if Baker Mayfield can come back out of revenge. Now, he hasn't always done well under pressure either, but the same can be said about Bryce Young. So it's going to be an interesting game between them. It's just not one that I'm most interested in like I am 49ers Seahawks, because that one with Brock Purdy and how he's performed lately coming off of an injury and having a slow start, getting readjusted. He's had some interceptions as well. Not as much as Sam Darnold, but which QB is going to be most accurate? And which defense is going to be better? How is their run game going to look? Because I don't know not one thing about Seahawks run game. I've seen Christian McCaffrey, like I said, and I like what I've seen out of him. I call him skinny like hustle and flow. Okay. Oh, I just got my iPad. I can see better. Yeah, okay. We just joking. I know you guys like to mess with me. What is up, Gary? Good to see you in the chat. You've been asking me some great questions on my channel, like in the comment section. I really like the engagement. Thank you for that. Thank you for the support. You asked me the question. I'll go ahead and answer it. If you haven't had a chance to watch the live from yesterday, you asked the question about my thoughts on the final CFB teams. And so the one that has surprised me the most is Ole Miss. I was not expecting Georgia to lose. I really thought Kirby Smart, with his history, being the defensive coordinator at Alabama the longest, under Nick Saban, having previous national championships under his belt, all of that, I thought was a real strong case for Georgia. Obviously, with Ole Miss, you had Lane Kiffin leaving. You had, Pete Golding, who was also a former coordinator at Alabama, but he just stayed for 1 year under Nick Saban, taking over. I just didn't know how that was going to work. I will say this about Ole Miss. Wouldn't it be something if Ole Miss goes all the way? Because Ole Miss right now is a product of what Lane Kiffin produced. Lane Kiffin recruited those players. He got those transfers. He came up with a lot of these plays. He coached these players to the point of where they are up until Pete Golding took over. So what if Ole Miss goes all the way and gets a national championship without, Lane Kiffin's name under it? And then what if Lane Kiffin flops at LSU? I'm not really seeing that happening. I think he'll do well at LSU. But if Lane Kiffin was to flop and not win a national championship for LSU, but could have won it at Ole Miss, wouldn't that be something? That'd be kind of cold. But yeah, that one, Ole Miss getting in was the one that surprised me. I think Ole Miss plays Oregon. Ole Miss plays Oregon next, I think. Miami plays... No. Maybe it's Ole Miss that plays Indiana, and... I think I got it right. Either way, Miami... You got Miami, Indiana, Ole Miss. Did I say Oregon? I'll see what you said. That would be crazy if Ole Miss wins after the coach bailed on them. Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? I think that would be the craziest thing. And it would be a product of what he produced. So knowing that he could have had a national championship at Ole Miss But I mean, this is the thing. He had to take that opportunity while it was in front of him. LSU was not going to wait on him. He had a decision to make. If he didn't make it, he was going to miss out on it. So he had to make that. He couldn't stay at LSU. LSU wasn't going to wait on him to finish at Ole Miss. They wanted him now. And they got him. So if Ole Miss goes all the way and it's a product of what Lane Kiffin produced, that's going to be crazy. Be right back. All right, Tap Bro. I was going to make breakfast. I'm going to make a smoothie, though. Man, Tap Bro, I thought you already made that breakfast. What in the world is going on with you? Chelsea, you think the Browns will trade Deshaun Watson because of Sanders? Ooh, great question, Pooh Man. Pooh Man, I love that question. So, no. I have not heard. The last thing I heard about this, because I was looking into this. The last thing I heard, Deshaun Watson has a strong contract with them, and they have to uphold it. I think that he would have a buyout if they weren't to abide by it. I don't think they're in a position to where they can get. That's why Deshaun Watson is still there, y'all. It's because of how well his contract was constructed. So Deshaun Watson is staying. Now, as far as Sanders, and what's the other one? Gabriel Dillon, something like that. It's gonna come down to one of them two. Flacco, he was just brought on. Didn't they already get rid of Flacco? I can't remember. But Flacco was just brought on temporarily. So he's out for an injury or something like that. But it's going to come down to one of them probably getting traded. That's why many were talking about wanting Sanders. They were wanting the Browns to give up Sanders, but now the Browns are not doing it because Gabriel Dillon's out with an injury as well. So they're not giving him up. They're not giving up Sanders now. But I wish Sanders, honestly, I wanted Sanders at the Cowboys. I did. Because Dak is not getting any younger. We're gonna need a quarterback now. I really wanted Sanders. Thank you. Guaranteed. Yep, fully guaranteed. What is up, Cases and Cams? Daniel Cunningham, good to see you. Let's see. I think Trinidad Chambliss has another game as he did against Bama. His stock in the draft will soar. Yeah. Another thing that I'll talk about is I was not surprised by Bama losing. I'm going to clip it up. I'm going to clip it up because I had talked about previously my thoughts on why I thought Bama wasn't going to win. I still picked Bama. Y'all know I'm a Bama girl. I was going to pick Bama. Regardless of whether I thought they were going to win or lose. I was going for Bama. But the offensive line. I said the offensive line is hit or miss. If the offensive line collapses on Ty Simpson, I'm going to know what it is. I'm going to know how it's going to go. Never been a fan of K-Womack's swarm defense. That's hit or miss. There's times where they'll stop a run, but then there's other times they give up run plays, and then they'll also struggle with explosive plays like deep shots downfield. So I just never been a fan of K-Womack's swarm defense. I was not surprised by Bama losing. The only thing that really hurt me was how they lost with the score. That hurt me a little bit. But I did think that Indiana was going to win that. All right, who do you think most people will blame if Steelers lose tomorrow night? It's going to come down to Mike Tomlin. This has been a theme, a constant theme with the NFL, is they're always talking about Mike Tomlin and his coaching. Like, they were talking about him needing to be fired, and then he came out and won those couple of games, and then they were back on the Mike Tomlin hype. So if Mike Tomlin, if they don't win, it's going to come down to Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has struggled with getting a good QB. That's been talked about for a while, is the struggle to have a good QB. But also, they're having some field issues. I don't know if they got that corrected. I'm going to find out tonight about the field. But they've had some field issues as well. Alright, we covered the Discord topics. I want to get into Brian. Hold on. It doesn't matter. This is going to be checked off anyways. But I want to get into Brian Flores, because there's been talks about Brian Flores being hired at the Dallas Cowboys. I don't see it happening. I'll go ahead and say it right now. I don't see it happening because of the scandals that happened when he was with the Miami Dolphins. He went after the NFL, and he's with the Vikings right now, but his contract's going to be up. He only has this is the last year on that deal. So that's why many are talking about, will he get hired somewhere else? They are talking about him wanting a head coaching position again. So I would hope that it would be a head coaching position. I really liked Flores. I would love to have him as a defensive coordinator. But do I think it will happen for Dallas Cowboys, knowing how Jerry Jones is? No. I don't think that's the one getting hired. We do need a defensive coordinator, though, because that mess was not it this season with the Dallas Cowboys. And I will never forget, Micah Parsons said on his podcast, whenever he had his podcast, and he was still playing for the Dallas Cowboys, he said, why is it never the coaching? Why is it always the players? He's like, you think I want to be doing the BS? He's like, I'm getting told to do the BS. So why is it never the coaching? And this is when he had Slay Jr. on that podcast. Slay Jr.'s eyes got so big, he was like, whoa. Like, kind of shocked. He kind of looked shocked, genuinely shocked that Micah Parsons was going off on this. But it's true. Like, that's just what lets me know that the Cowboys do not have a great defense, like a great defensive coordinator. Like, they're not clicking. It's not working. So it needs to be corrected. Do I think it will happen? I don't know. Y'all know I don't say that the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. Y'all know that I don't say making it to the playoffs. Y'all know how I am. Brian Flores isn't going to be hired because he sued the NFL. D coordinator, maybe, but a coach, I doubt it. NFL isn't forgiving. He may have been right about Tua as well. See, okay, this is my thing. That's my concern, is will they give Brian Flores another chance? Or will they make it like a Deion Sanders and his son? I can't ever say his name. Shador Sanders. But will they make it like that? Because we all know how the NFL is. I would love to see him hired again, but you're making a great point about how they're not forgiving. And another thing too is with Tua Tagovailoa, I do think he's always been a talent. It's just the concussion. his genetics does not handle concussions well. There's some people whose genetics are so strong they can handle it, but he is not one of them. And I think that's what's hurt Tua the most, because Mike McDaniels, we can talk about Mike McDaniels, but I think Mike McDaniels should not be fired. I don't know if he's gotten fired I don't know any recent news on Mike McDaniels, but I don't think he should be fired, because if you think about it, he built that offense around Tua Tagovailoa and got Tua Tagovailoa playing well. They were playing great at one point, and then you had the concussions issue, all of that. You had Tyreek Hill going out. The interception rates for Tua went up. It was a Tua problem. Now they've been playing Ewers, who played for Texas previously, but I think Tua should retire. He's not going to be a starter anywhere. He's not. Nobody's starting him. He would be lucky to even be a second string or third string quarterback anywhere if they choose to keep him, because of his health risks. His health risks are going to hurt his credibility. These coaches do bare minimum. In the NFL, you do have some great coaches. I would put Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin's great. I don't think he's done well as far as like getting a decent quarterback, but I do think he's someone that's very passionate about his players. And does well with keeping a strong defense, all of that. Who's another coach that I really like in the NFL? I like the Eagles head coach, Nick Sirianni. I like him. I think, you know what's funny, Trey? Going back to last season, when it was, I don't know if you remember this, I think it was the Falcons and the Eagles. And Kellen Moore called a pass play to Saquon, and Saquon dropped it. Eagles ended up losing that game. Everyone was ticked. Everyone was ready to fire Nick Sirianni. What happens? Nick Sirianni and the Eagles go and win a Super Bowl, but everybody was ready to fire him. Let's see. We'll give the Cowboys defense a pass this year. Next year, we'll keep an eye on them. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. They're gonna need a quarterback. Dak's not getting any younger. They're gonna need somebody in the secondary. They're gonna need another cornerback. They haven't really had many. A lot of them have been in and out of injuries. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But Dallas can't stop the run, so it was no point in passing against them. Yeah, that's always been Dallas's problem, and I've said it for years now, because you've seen it when they played the 49ers, you've seen it when they played Green Bay. Like, all these games, it's always been the same thing. They can't stop the run. Parsons, you said, a solid run game made Parsons a non-factor. Yep, truth. And it was like, Parsons was good at taking down the quarterback, getting the sacks. Like, he was great. But if there was a good run game, he's non-existent. Usually QBs that do good in college don't pan out in the NFL. Truth. You very rarely see them succeed. Now, I will say there are exceptions. I think Jaden Daniels has done really well. He's one of the exceptions. Joe Burrow was one of the exceptions. Let's see, who else came out and just started? There's another one that I'm missing. Bryce Young, but he got benched, but he's back at it doing really well. So there are exceptions to this, but it's rare. And this is why Tom Brady always said, let these rookie QBs sit under a quarterback and develop. Sirianni doesn't have expertise on either side of the ball. So you're not a Sirianni fan. Interesting. We need both coordinators. Yeah, 100%. This is something I can talk about with having Mike McCarthy whenever we have Mike McCarthy. I did not want Mike McCarthy hired at the Dallas Cowboys because I knew the issues that came from when he was at Green Bay. Y'all remember when he was at Green Bay? Mike McCarthy wanted to take over play calling for offensive coordinator and head coaching. He did that, and it was bad. It was bad, y'all. Like, Aaron Rodgers basically called his own plays. And they say that Aaron Rodgers and the team is what won them that Super Bowl. It had nothing to do with Mike McCarthy. I did not want him hired. So whenever Mike McCarthy got rid of Kellen Moore, I was ticked off. I know some people were not his biggest fan, but I really liked him. And it ticked me off when we got rid of him. And then you had Mike McCarthy taking over as offensive coordinator. I was like, here we go. Here we go now. You see constant issues like delay of games. Where the play call, like, I don't know if the play call wasn't coming through to Dak or if they just didn't have it yet. I don't know, but I've seen so many delay of games and it ticked me off. Also, you don't have a quarterback. Dak's not the best at making his own play calls, like making adjustments, like you see Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, quarterbacks like that who can adjust. Dak Prescott's really not one of those guys. I don't know what it was, but I was not a fan of it. Clearly, Mike McCarthy's gone now, so we saw how that ended. Peyton Manning. Yeah, Peyton Manning's another good one. Time management. Yeah, that was another thing. But, yeah, that... man. I got a lot of thoughts, obviously, about your guys' questions. You guys are asking me some really good questions that I love to answer. I love to answer these types of questions. Yeah, but going back to Brian Flores, and what Gary said, I don't see him making it back. I want to see it, but I don't know if it's going to happen. He should get the opportunity. Y'all, I didn't bring this up. Did they already hire a head coach for the Giants? I have not kept up with that. Or are they just still having a fill-in position, like one of the coordinators taking over? If they don't have a head coach yet that's hired, I would like to see Brian Flores at the Giants. Obviously, Brian Flores, if Mike McDaniels was to get fired, Brian Flores is not taking over the Miami Dolphins. Or what did I say? Yeah, okay, I said that right. If Mike McDaniels was to get fired, Brian Flores is not going back to Miami. McCarthy only won one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, so how people thought he would develop Dak. No shade on Dak. Yeah, exactly. Now, I do think Dak did well, but, like, not well enough to, like, get him anywhere, and you still had the constant issue with not stopping the run game on defense. Now, for those of you guys who don't know much about Schottenheimer, the new head coach, his father was a coach in the NFL. I think he coached at the Chiefs or somewhere, 49ers. I can't remember. One of the teams. So he has history. Like, he has a family history of coaching. Sirianni is a good CEO, but the X's and O's are kind of weak. Good thoughts. I still like Sirianni. I heard Antonio Pierce will interview for the Giants head coach. Okay. Now, I don't know much about him. I'll have to look into him. Who else's job is on the line? I've heard Ravens John Harbaugh, I heard his job might be on the line. I don't know about the Titans head coach because they didn't do well. Cardinals head coach, I don't know about because they didn't do well. This is Kellen Moore's first year at the Saints, so I mean, I don't think Kellen Moore took over a bad Saints team. So it's going to take time for him to develop that. I think in the draft, depending on how they do in the draft and with trades and all of that, we might see more of how Kellen Moore will do. If Kellen Moore does not do well, he's going to go back to just being a coordinator. That's just going to be his talent. You have some coaches, that's just not their talent. Head coaching is not their talent. They're better off as coordinators. Cardinals coach and the Colts coach. So, I did not know about that's crazy to me that the Colts head coach would be in jeopardy considering that they did really well up until Daniels got hurt. No head coach, interim coach still with Giants. Flores has beef with the Giants. They told him he had the job before they hired Brian. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Gary. Thank you for refreshing my memory on that. But what if they want him now? What if they're like, oh, we're sorry. I mean, I think if Brian Flores was given the opportunity, he's not turning it down. He can't turn it down. If someone was to offer him a head coaching job in the NFL, he can't turn it down. If Ravens head coach is out, maybe he lands at the Ravens. I don't know. I do want to see him back. And I think it's a bad look for the NFL if they don't hire. Like, he's great. He honestly is great. It used to make me so angry when teams draft a QB in the first round because the greatest QB was drafted in the final round of the draft. So why do teams put so much in first round QBs? They rarely pan out. Pooh Man. Ooh, this is another great thought. Thank you so much for this, because I can add some thoughts to this as well. So if you look at last year's draft, people were ticked off. And I understand it. I get it. Of why, like, Sanders should not have fallen as far back as he did. But I will say this. If you look at the draft, it was more offensive line, defensive line heavy draft. You had some tight ends in there. You obviously had Travis Hunter going first with the wide receiver cornerback position. So you really didn't see much of the QBs like you typically do. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a theme, depending on who's getting the first spot. Because I know, okay, so the Cardinals didn't do well, Saints didn't do well, Titans didn't do well. Who else is there? So depending on some of those teams, Raiders is another one that didn't do well. So depending on those teams, it'll be interesting to see if they pick a QB or not. Saints, I do think, is a team that might need a QB. He botched the Anthony Richardson, and the new owner ain't having it. Okay. You are correct. If they ask him, he has to take it. Flores to the Giants. Yeah. I think maybe Giants, if John Harbaugh chooses not to stay or if he gets fired, I think possibly there. We can rule out. There's one that we can most definitely rule out. I will be shocked if this happens. If Miami Dolphins ends up wanting him back. But I'm pretty sure we can just rule out the Miami Dolphins. He's not going back there. Teams that build around a QB stink. Build around the O-line first. I think it has to be your O-line, and I think it has to be your defense. They say defense, I don't know if you all think it's still true, but they say defense wins championships. I think it has to be your offensive line. You have to have somebody protecting your quarterback. This is why Tom Brady did so well. This is why we've seen Mahomes' success. They had an offensive line to protect their QB. And this is why he had a long-standing career. Similar to, now, lately, like, Aaron Rodgers has had it rough with having a great offensive line, but this is why Aaron Rodgers was able to have such a great, like, long career. Now, with Tom Brady, he was smart. Like, whenever he went to Tampa, I think he told Tampa, look, I ain't doing this if you ain't building me an offense. Like, if you ain't giving me my offensive line, I ain't doing it. But because they had a great offensive line, that's where Tom Brady went. He was able to win a Super Bowl with them. The draft will be the same way. QB isn't top-notch coming out of college. Yeah, I think it's becoming more apparent to everybody that we should not be prioritizing the QB position when all they need anyways is to develop under a veteran quarterback. So why are we doing this? Let's see. I wouldn't be mad if he became coach. Okay. Yeah. Talking about Flores? Yeah, because Stephen James, you are a Giants fan. So probably if Tomlin leaves, the Steelers would take Flores. I thought about that too, Gary. I thought about if Tomlin was out. I don't know. I don't know how I like Tomlin. I will say that I always, hold on, y'all. All right, sorry about that. I will say that I think Mike Tomlin should stay. Maybe it's just because of my bias towards Mike Tomlin. I've always loved Mike Tomlin. He's one of my favorite coaches. If Mike Tomlin was to go, I want him immediately. Fire Schottenheimer. I don't care. Get rid of him. I don't really have that. I'm not that deep in it with Schottenheimer. But if Mike Tomlin is on the table, give me Mike Tomlin, please, Lord. Like, I will take that man off your hands any day. I will take Mike Tomlin. I said that I would want, before Mike, I think this was before Mike McCarthy. I either wanted Mike Tomlin, which obviously that was shooting for the stars. That was dreaming. That was some delusion. Sean Payton. But with Sean Payton, you had some of those scandals now. You did have some of those scandals with Sean Payton. So but I would gladly, if he's on the table, I'm taking him. I don't like John Harbaugh. I don't really have that big of a problem with as much as I do his brother. Can't stand his brother. Y'all know I don't like his brother. After he lit Michigan up in flames and then went off to the NFL, I do not like John Harbaugh's brother. What's his name again? Obviously his last name's Harbaugh, but I can't remember the other one at the Chargers. I'm here listening. I'm lost with the sports talk. Yeah, we're deep in it now. The conversations is just expanded. They're asking really great questions. It's always going to be QB first. You have to know who you block him for, weapons to put around him. I don't know. Are you talking about for the draft? I think we're seeing less of that because we didn't see a QB go first round last year. So I don't see. Or are you talking about prioritizing the QB position? If you're talking about prioritizing the QB position and building around him, I get what you're saying. Okay, you said weapons to put around him. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Andrew Luck, RG3 should still be in the league, retired from bad O-lines. Yes, because RG3, like, he had a bad injury because of whenever he was at the Commanders. The Commanders was not having an offensive line whatsoever. And I think you've seen a similar issue with the Bears as well, like O-line issues. I always said if the Bears can get their offensive line together, they're going to be a great team. And finally, we're seeing it this season where they've had a decent offensive line and they have a QB. Now, give credit to Caleb Williams because he is very Houdini-like. He can make positions make plays outside the pocket. So I do like Caleb Williams and his talent, but also that offensive line has changed big time. Chelsea, you describing what now? What you talking about? What did I say? What are you talking about, Top Pro? Tomlin to Dallas would have been chaotic. The Rooney's nothing like Jerry. Truth. Tell it. Like, this is why Dallas cannot get a decent coach, because of Jerry Jones's control. And I said this. I said Jerry Jones' control is what kills the Cowboys from having any type of talent, any type of great coaching, because who wants to coach for someone like this? Yes, we did. Cam Ward was first draft pick. Okay, maybe it was the season. Was it the season before? Where did... let me look. Trying to think who went first. Oh, shout out to CDT Beats. He sent me a Cash App, y'all. Okay, hold on, y'all. We're gonna play my drop. Ready? I gotta have the one for the men. I gotta remember how to have the one for the men. Let's see. Okay, this is the one for the men. I'll play it again. Alright, there we go. That's my drop for the men whenever they donate to the channel. Let me add him to the banner. Somebody look it up. Who went first in the draft last year? Because I thought it was Travis Hunter. I thought Travis Hunter went first in the draft. It could have been the season before. Or did he go second? I don't know. I watch so many of these things, it's like, I can't keep up anymore these days, y'all. I'll be honest. There's a lot to keep up with now. I used to, like, do so well remembering everything. And now, lately, it's like, not so much. And y'all, I said it before, but I'll say it again. Go subscribe to CDT Beats. If y'all like a relaxed environment that's fun, go subscribe to CDT Beats and hear some amazing music. Because I'm telling y'all, he got that music. Okay, Cam was first. Thank you. Cam was first. Travis was second. Okay. So you did have a QB go first. That's right, because there's been a lot of talks about him at the Titans. Like, he has done well. He just doesn't, I think he doesn't have an offensive line. I haven't watched much of the Titans. I've seen a couple of their upset games where they upset teams, but I think he's one where he's the exception. Like I said before, you have quarterbacks who are the exception that come out and are very talented, like Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow. Who was another one I listed? Those are the top two that come to mind, because I don't even think when Jalen Hurts came out, Jalen Hurts was under Carson Wentz before he started. So, yeah. All right, yeah, I forgot about Cam Ward because he played for Miami. Now, it goes back to it was still a heavy O-line, defensive line draft. Even though, yeah, sure, you had your team that needed a QB. We'll give that to the Titans. But, okay, y'all, here is CDT Beats channel. If y'all have not subscribed, go subscribe. But it was a very O-line, defensive line heavy draft still, because you were not seeing many of the quarterbacks taken off the board like you were wide receiver, CB, like you seen with Travis Hunter, seeing offensive line, defensive line, and a few tight ends. Like it was later on in the draft before you were seeing, I'm not saying like second, but it was unusual to see quarterbacks not get taken off the board. And that was what was talked about the most. But it is because people are more aware of the fact that you want a quarterback to develop under a veteran quarterback, so why are we taking them off the board quick? Unless you're like a team that needs the quarterback. Now, I think Saints might be one of those. I don't know who's going to have the number 1 draft pick, if it's the Raiders or if it's, what is it? Raiders, Saints, Cardinals. Oh, that's one thing that I have not talked about is Murray. There's been a lot of talks about Murray right now because something about his gaming. People were ticked off that he was, like, prioritizing like his gaming for playing Call of Duty or something like that. Of course, CDT Beats, y'all, you know, you already know. Let me also update this. Did I update the banner already? I think I did. Giants, yeah, Giants is another team. I don't know though. Raiders have had more losses than the Giants. Wait, so the Giants, this is a for sure thing, like this is confirmed that it is going to be the Giants getting the number 1 pick, because I do know that there's other teams that have lost worse than what you're seeing with the Giants. Oops. There we go. Covered all the topics that I wanted to talk about. If you guys don't have anything else, I think I might cut out of here. I think I covered everything I wanted to discuss. I've been on here for a while. Raiders beat the Giants last week. Okay. All right. That's interesting. I didn't watch that game. That's crazy though. Yo, I'm still not over the running back for Atlanta Falcons having that 93-yard touchdown. That was so great. I need to make a highlight of that. That was like one of my favorites. Oh yeah, CDT Beats, if you're still here, I have a drop for you. I've been wanting to show you. I forgot about your drop. This is so funny. Here we go. This is for CDT Beats.
And you may now use your approved electronic devices. You'll find...
I don't think I had music to it because I was afraid to add any music.
And you may now use your approved electronic devices. You'll find...
Unfortunately, Giants won 34-3. Fools. That's crazy. Great live, Chelsea. Continue to be a blessing. Thank you so much, Gary. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. It really, truly does mean a lot to me, because I'm not telling, let me just say, it does get to be a lot. Like, it does get discouraging at times. So any type of encouragement I get from the comment section, I call y'all the Touchdown Tribe. Any encouragement I get from the Touchdown Tribe is so helpful to me. It like pushes me, it motivates me to keep going. I really, really appreciate it. All right, y'all. I think we're gonna close out here now. Thank you so much for watching, for liking the video, and interacting with me in the chat. If you're ear hustling, I appreciate y'all who ear hustle as well. Get me them views. If you don't mind, hit the like button if you're ear hustling, if you can. If you're driving, don't hit the like button. If you're driving, I'll make an exception, because I want you to stay safe on the road. Yeah, peace out, Pooh Man. Let me go to my closeout video. Bye, y'all.
I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me